Good evening, Deepers. It's Karla and
Kelcee.
And we know you've been dying to hear us again, so we won't let you suffer any longer. Let's dive in. Today's episode, we are talking about death. Death.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun. I know.
The final act.
I think we need to sage this place before anything happens to protect ourselves,
it's
really.
Very important to do today, especially.
Will you do the honors?
Oh,
wait, no, I have
lighters.
to do it.
You know I suck with lighters. So.
Okay, so here we go. How much do we have to sage to be safe?
A good amount. Let's say a little prayer. You know.
Okay.
It's good. We are repelling any evil.
Is that what we're doing?
Because we're going to be talking about some things today, and we want to keep in a protected and.
If you don't know, this is.
May God be with us.
This is also the last episode of season 1, anyways, of Deep Nothings.
Yes.
And thank you so much for joining us. Even though we're talking about death and dying, this podcast is not dying. It's going to continue on. We're still going strong.
Yes.
For the time being. And just thank you again for watching all our shows or like listening to us. Seriously, thank you so much. So anyways, Kelcee.
Cheers to all of
yes.
you.
Let us
and,
cheers.
A little sip and put, like, if we would, we'd spill
Thank-
out some drank for
I
all
know.
those that we've lost today.
Yeah, we
because
should.
We are
might as well. Can
talking for them.
For the homies. I even wasn't going to do that, but I'll do it.
Just a little bit.
There we go. I did it.
Courtesy of High Noon, right here in this cup.
And kombucha, hard kombucha.
So,
I don't know which
High Noon.
one. Okay, anyways.
See you soon. So.
Oh my God. This is a very deep topic, everyone. It's very intense. We don't want to scare you. We just want to kind of talk about death. We know it's a serious topic. And basically what we want to talk about is just like understanding death, accepting of it, because I think it's like taboo in this society, especially American culture. I don't know about other cultures really, but American culture, it's a little bit taboo. And I am so open. I think you know me so well. I am so open to showing you things and like talking about things.
We do talk about this often together.
So it's just,
we wanted to open it up and talk about it with all of you.
I'm being a little hesitant right now. I feel a little scared, but it's okay. Don't be scared. If you're scared with me, I'm scared with you. But we're going to get through this together. Mm-hmm. So let's do this, okay? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about death and dying. And basically, why, what is death and dying? Why? What is it to us? What does it mean to us? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, basically, like in layman's terms, it's just the end of a life on Earth. Like, that's it.
I know.
So
what does that even mean, right? Let's just get down to like the logistics of it all. Okay, people die all the time, all the time, every day, every single day, every second, almost basically.
It's all around us.
Why are they dying? How are they dying? How are we dying? People, everything really, except for plants, really. But number one, plants die, but they don't die like of what I'm about to say right now. Like number one, heart disease. Okay, plants don't die from heart disease.
No.
Okay, but people do. Yeah. I think animals do too. Maybe.
Yeah.
Dogs, like if you feed them unhealthy stuff. But heart
Pets.
Disease, heart disease is a leading cause of death. Number one leading cause, anyway, is currently right now in people. And that's because people don't take care of themselves. It's just like a buildup of plaque in your arteries. And that's obviously not good. You're going to get a heart attack. You're going to get a stroke. It's just not good. People have to eat healthy. That's why people are dying, number one, especially early on. Cancer is like number 2. And it's actually down 26% since 1991. Which is pretty good, and that's because of like major advancements in technology.
I was going to say that must be the reason
the
why
treatments,
it's kind of like coming down on the list.
Yeah,
I was wondering.
Thank you to the guinea pigs that were like the test trials. Thank
Thanks
you so
to the
much.
Scientists.
And the scientists.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, people. Not so much big pharma, but I guess you too. Thanks. Thank you. So that's cool. Like cancer's going down. That's like,
right.
That's something I think a lot of people fear. I think should fear because it's actually cancer is pretty common in people.
Yeah.
And
It is. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, the
There's
older
all
you get,
kinds. Like, it's just all kinds.
forget it. It's the older you get, the more common it is. One thing we can't avoid, which I hear everything about. Sorry, Flower. Which I hear everything about is accidents. There's this app called Citizen that I'm addicted to. I'm not gonna lie. I'm super obsessed with, and it's always about like car accidents, and sometimes they're really serious. So accidents and unintentional, unavoidable events. That's just like remember that bridge fell on people in Florida? Like, how do you prevent that? You don't. And avoid bridges.
Quite a lot of those, actually.
That's
Bridge
terrifying.
accidents. That is
Car
terrifying.
accidents. You know, any kind of accident.
Yeah.
Work accidents.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So, you know, that's just, it happens. And
those are the top.
I think
the top ways.
This is the top way. I mean, yeah. What number are we on right now? This is 3. So this is like how
These are the most
generally
common,
how people die.
Yeah.
You know, so like
it's good to be aware.
Yeah. So you know, if you don't want to die of cancer or heart disease, you know, be healthy. But everything else you can't avoid. Really, you can't avoid death.
Well, you can't really avoid cancer either. There are some things you just can't avoid.
I think there's things you can eat. Maybe, I don't know. I think if you eat healthy and certain things, you won't cancer. Blah blah blah. Next topic.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So
Anyway.
This is a nugget. So we need to get into discussion another time. That's that. I don't need to get into that. I'm not ready for that. Okay. Anyways, basically, the older you get, the more likely you're gonna die. Who knew?
Yeah.
Number 4, Alzheimer's disease. Okay, people have that, and that's actually degenerative disease.
Mm-hmm.
It's a decline in cognitive function, and with Alzheimer's, also dementia.
Yeah.
Both terrible, equally terrible. Eventually, your body loses function in how to breathe or swallow, eat, and it's just a terrible way to go. It's just like your decline in human bodily activities and functions. Terrible. Forget to breathe.
Extremely sad to witness. I've had close experience with it, and it is sad. It is very sad. So
I know. I hate that. It's like you should be able to live your life at an old age and enjoy and not have to worry about this. Hopefully they create a cure. Something.
That would be great.
Something.
Because, you know, it's like,
Please.
if you're going to be, you know, around, you want to be like knowing what's going on.
Yeah. So basically, that's really that. But I do want to have or mention some notable mentions. Diabetes, you know, that's number 1. I know a lot of people with diabetes. Influenza, shout out to COVID, by the way, / viruses, influenzas and viruses.
Yes.
Kidney disease, stroke, like I said before, and respiratory diseases, which goes back to like cardiovascular disease or, you know, all that heart stuff. Heart disease, like I was talking about before. That just goes back to that. And suicide. And suicide, you know? So
Definitely.
that's another topic for another day. But but that's one way to go, and that's just a few of the ways to go. Really, I think if we're gonna get into detail, I don't know. There's a million ways to die.
Right. Well,
there's a show about that. That's a show. I just
Wow.
I love that show.
Yeah, I think I've watched that a few times actually.
So good. So good. Terrible.
Speaking of a million ways to die, there are some really bizarre common death situations that occur in the world. So I just wanted to name a few of them because I found them to be interesting. One of them is icicles. 150 people die in Russia every year from icicles.
Very rare. 150. That doesn't happen anywhere else,
that's
really?
Like a smaller number. Vending machines. 13 people die every year from vending machines. Like, what? Like, how does that happen?
I think that's more now because now all those TikTok trends, they said buy a vending machine.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, the TikTok trend is to buy a vending machine and then you sell your like vending products, masks and everything. But that's probably going to go up on the rise now.
Right.
Vending
if
machine
we just
deaths.
have more vending machines everywhere
out there in the world.
This number could increase.
Beware, everyone. Yeah. Beware. You are warned.
Machines.
Yeah.
You know?
Vending machines.
Let's watch out for those.
That's crazy.
Hippos. 2,900 people die in Africa every year from hippos. I don't know necessarily what happens with them.
It's terrible.
They're trampling them.
They drown them. They crush them with They crush them with their jaw. They're probably done in one bite. So also humane maybe. But they're done in one bite. If it's it's terrible.
What? I mean, like, what are these people doing though with the hippos?
Why is it so many? Like
that's
1,000?
A lot.
That's a lot. I guess 10, 20
like,
maybe.
What are they doing?
Maybe not like
why
thousands
are they so
of people.
close to them, knowing like you could die
I don't
from
know.
a hippo?
That's terrifying. Like it's common. That sounds common. Like in Africa.
Yeah. And another weird one: champagne corks.
Yes, that's
what?
No. I have a fear of like.
You're like celebrating. And
no,
then,
I'm not.
Like you literally, it's the end.
I fear. Yeah,
cork.
someone like someone's like, oh, let's pop some champagne. And
Yeah,
it bounces
so
off a wall and back
heads,
into your
watch
eye,
around.
and all of a sudden it goes into your eye, into your brain, and you're done for. That's it. It's like worse than a bullet because it's inside. Doesn't even. There's no like the wall doesn't even get damaged, but you
weird
do.
Thing,
You get
right?
damaged.
That would be,
Yeah,
like, an
I
odd
fear
way.
that. Like that's why people put towels over the champagne bottles and everything.
Oh.
Scary. What else have? So basically, death by champagne
Yeah.
bottle.
I would hope that at those funerals they would have champagne just because.
Yeah. Oh my God. They wouldn't have champagne because like he died by champagne, so they don't serve champagne. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think?
Who serves champagne at a funeral? I would.
At a wake.
I would.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's weird. So
those are the weird.
bizarre.
Yeah, they're very bizarre. So I just thought I'd mention them because
Okay.
I'd
Oh.
never heard of that. So
There was a show.
Million
There
Ways
was a
to
show.
Die.
What was the show called? I loved it. Death Like Me, and the girl died from a bathroom falling on her, like from the sky, like it came from space or something, and it fell from the sky and shot
never
down to
heard of
her. Yeah, it's not a real story.
Oh.
But it's a TV show.
Oh, I was like, what?
It's a TV show. Crazy.
Okay, why did I think that was real?
Yeah. So. No, not real, but maybe it was real based. There's a lot of weird stuff out there. If you know any weird stories or anything that are true, let us know. Write it in because I want to hear some weird stuff. Oh, definitely the people skydiving, jumping out of a plane.
Oh, yeah.
I know someone who.
Really?
Well, no, I don't. They didn't. I don't know them. I know someone who knows someone who
My
died.
mom knows someone who died from bungee jumping.
Oh, crazy!
Yeah, when she was younger.
I would never do that. Oh my God.
Yeah, that shit's dangerous, man.
That's scary.
Yeah, it looks fun, but let's all remember, it's still dangerous. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh my
That's all I have to say.
God. Crazy. So basically also when people die, we have to talk about real quick what happens to when
Really
people
quickly.
die. Just quickly, real quick, let's
Just-
talk about it. Let's just talk about it. Real quick. Basically people die in the United States. From what we know here in America, we know when people die, we have funerals and wakes. I don't necessarily know what happens out in different countries, but here we have like that. Those are our ceremonies that we have here, traditional, if you will. So people have funerals, and that's a whole nother topic again that we got to talk about. That's a business in itself, man.
yes.
You could really make a lot of money, bank.
I know someone who works, yeah.
Really?
good, yeah.
We might have to have him on the show because
Well, they're in Cincinnati.
I want a mortician. I want someone
I went
that's
to high school with her.
man. People do like makeup.
She was like really into it. She was like, I want to work with like
The dead.
And I thought it was the most interesting thing, and I would always like ask her about it. Yeah.
Wow. What'd
Like,
she tell you?
because that was like unusual. You
Yeah,
know?
of
Like
course.
most people are like, "What? No, I don't want that." She
Yeah.
like went to school for it, and she works in the funeral business.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We gotta talk to her. I love that. Cremations, by the way. Okay, so by the way, I would have a cremation. I don't want to be put in box for a funeral. No box for me. No. What is that?
Then what are you doing with your ashes?
Oh well, either I'm gonna be cremated. I have a very specific story. I'm gonna be cremated, or I'll get into it later. I'm gonna donate my body to science, which people do. People donate their body to science.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a thing
we
that
went
to
to
do
see
here.
bodies from my class in high school.
In high school?
Yeah,
I thought you were
man.
in college.
No, man.
For what class? is this?
Anatomy and physiology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We went to look at bodies.
Weird.
Donated for science, yeah.
Also, like making wills.
Mm-hmm.
Making
that is
wills.
definitely another
People
thing
make wills.
yeah.
I don't know. We're getting at this, but like, there's so many things about death and like how we die
Also,
and
death insurance, like life insurance.
oh, life insurance.
That's like a
yeah,
thing.
death insurance.
What is it?
It is a
called?
thing. Actually, no, that's true. That's true. And I know someone, my uncle, who died because of asbestos, and
Really?
yeah, he got life insurance and he died.
Wow.
My family's well, not my family, but his daughter, his wife, and his, kids are paid out, and they're good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. They live, they have a happy life. So he was a great guy. Ugh. So, anyways, but anyway, he had life insurance. Really worked out for him. That, anyways, for his family. So, that helped. That really helped him. So that's basically death in a gist.
Yeah.
And we have a lot more to talk about. Way more to talk about.
There's so much to say.
Like we said, there's topics within topics in all this. So we have to get into that more like later and delve in further. But we got to take a break.
Yes.
And so we are going to take a quick break. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying tuned, listening in, or watching us wherever you are. Thank you so much. We do hope you are enjoying this episode on death and dying. Very intense episode. But we're going to be lighthearted. We're going to be...
Try to be.
We're going to be...
really try.
We're just going to talk about it,
It's important. I mean, that's why we're doing it, because it seems to be something, again, like we were saying, that we try to avoid, We try to avoid talking about it. Usually it feels like, at least in the U.S., that's where we grew up. I feel like maybe if we were of another culture, it could be different. We'd need to talk to people and see. But I do think, talking about this, especially with people in your life, is important to do because it is eventually going to happen,
Yeah.
So I feel like us talking about it kind of gives us a little bit more,
Yeah, just being more accepting and understanding of what actually happens to all of us eventually, and being more open about it. It will make us or people less afraid of what is to come. So, let's talk about it.
Yeah,
let's talk about it. Why not talk about it? So, that being said, why are people scared? Why are people scared to death of death? What are our fears associated with death? So
I mean, it is scary. We're not going to say it's not scary.
It is scary.
We definitely think it's scary.
Of course. I mean, who doesn't? We don't know what happens afterwards. No one can really say. There's no proof or evidence of what happens, in the beyond. In the, I don't know, what is it? Heaven or hell, wherever you go, whatever you believe in.
Yeah.
There's no existence or there's no evidence of existence of that. And so, that's scary. The reason why I'm scared is because I don't want any pain, I don't want any pain associated with death. That's scary to me.
That's really the only thing I think that I am scared of in general about death.
Yeah.
It's I don't want it to be painful.
Right. And I think deep down that's what most people would say, I think, if they had to talk about it. I think they'd be like, I don't want to be in pain or in a hospital.
Right.
Or, people want to die at home. That's the ideal, right?
Right.
You want to die at home surrounded by family and friends. And, that's not always the case, which hopefully that would be the case, but it's not. So, definitely being, in pain, not getting to do the things you want to do or accomplish in life.
Yeah.
I think is also a root cause of why people are scared.
Right.
And they're not sure when their day is. But sometimes there are people that do know when their day is,
That's true.
Well, they don't actually know their day, but they know their days are limited.
Right.
Let's just say.
Right.
Such as cancer patients, that's, if you're stage 1 or 2, maybe you can do something about it. Stage 3 is not looking so good, and then obviously stage 4 cancer is not good at all, and is basically terminal. And that's when you're in a stage of life where you're facing death right in the face. What do you do? I
mean,
what do most people do? What would you do?
I don't know what I would do, honestly. I feel like it's like one thing to say what you think you would do, which I think a lot of us do say, like, oh, this is what I would do if this ever happened. But it's like when you're actually facing it, I think it's a different story.
Right.
I have a lot of experience with that, especially with people with terminal illness. So again, it's just different. It's definitely a different story. You just try to, I don't know, it's a lot.
Yeah. I think I would want to travel a lot, but what happens when you're like just confronted with that question, or really you're in that position? That's scary.
Yeah.
That's actually scary. It's like, wow, everything I thought would happen is not going to happen. Or,
right.
It's sad and scary.
It's just like, it's more like
sad and scary.
Yeah. It's before you want it to end, basically. So
sad and scary, and that's why I kind of believe in like euthanasia, which is something that's only legal in just a couple of countries, I guess. And really, what I wanted to say is that any person should be able to choose if they want to, I guess, go through euthanasia. Regardless of income or age, if they're going to die and they want to die in a peaceful way and not in a painful way, I think that should be allowed. And it's not fully legal in the United States, and very few countries, and I think very few states as well. It's like,
which I find that to just be interesting, because, if this person is going to suffer for God knows how long and have to go through, multiple treatments and whatever, and, it's like, why suffer, and why can't the person just choose, like, I would rather just, go now, or go in 5 months if my time here is like 2 years or whatever,
Right.
Let me go do these things and I'll see you later. You know what I mean? Because, like you're saying, it's just like, why is it only a few countries in the world allow that? I find that to be very interesting.
I know. I think finding all that information at once, like, okay, where do I go in order to die? And that actually exerts a lot of their energy for their life, whereas they could be doing other things that they want to do in life. And I just think euthanasia is just a very
control thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a control thing.
And being able to die on your terms is just it's very humane. Euthanasia is a humane way to die.
I think
it's just a nice way to go, to be able to choose that. I don't know why it's not legal and everywhere.
I feel like it's because, well, one thing I'd like to mention is, like, it's something that they can make money off of in general. By having
they can still make money off of it.
Yeah, I guess if you were to make the process of it cost so much. I don't know all of the information on how much that costs, but if you have people who are having to get, tons of treatment and medicine and like blah blah blah, and like, oh, we're gonna send you here next, we're gonna do this, it's like, technically that's like, people making money off of that. So I feel like that's also a reason. It's like, we're not gonna allow you to no longer be here. Like, you're gonna have to see. I don't understand that. It's just like, why? What is keeping it from being legal everywhere?
I don't know. That's a good question. That's a really good question, because it should be. People should be able to die at home,
or like there should just be like a certain like set of terms, maybe. Like, you have to meet all of these conditions, maybe.
Right. And like, for the people that can, because I know me and you know stories about, we've watched stories, which you should watch as well on YouTube, very good ones, about elderly people who are healthy for the most part, but they want to die and they campaign to die. For example, who do I have over here? David Goodall is a great story. He's just this old guy, 104 years old, and he lived a good life. But he doesn't want to live any longer because he has nothing else to live for that, make him happy. And he's old, and he wants to be able to do it now while he is of mental sound in mind. So or minded sound. It's just,
Yeah.
and I think he got to do it. He was able to do that, and people were watching him, and it's a great story. Definitely watch it. And he was able to die like very peacefully and on his terms. And there's many people like that, obviously cancer patients that are able to do that, but they travel away from their home state or country to go somewhere else to do that, and surrounded by very few people, but they're still able to do it at peace, which is very nice.
That's good.
Yeah. And then there's definitely this philosopher, which we both love.
Yes.
Herbert Fingerat. Yeah.
Yes.
Fingerat. Or whatever, I don't know how to say it, but he's a philosopher, 97 years old, or was a philosopher. I didn't mean to give it away. And he wrote a book on death at 75. And then
he's written many books.
He's written many books, but he wrote a specific book about death. And he said there was really nothing to fear about death because nothing happens. And that's when he was 75 years old. When he became 97, he then started to wonder, okay, now I am definitely understanding why people are afraid. And he himself was becoming afraid. Mm-hmm. And so he was facing his own death, really.
Yeah. And one thing I like to mention from watching that story, it's really an interesting story. Again, we will link that for sure. Mm-hmm. Is he said, we're a puzzle to ourselves, It's like he's... when he had written the book at the time, it seemed like he had it all figured out, oh, whatever. And then it's like, you get to this point, it's like, who am I? What is life? He's like, literally, he's saying, I'm contemplating what it was, everything. And we're a puzzle, and it basically feels like we're just here to try to figure it out, that was really a heartfelt video. I'm glad you introduced me to it.
I love that.
But yeah, I mean, I found that to be very interesting, and it's just things we have to think about,
Right. And in the end, does knowing help? Does knowing you're gonna die help? Like from cancer patients, does that help? Do you get to do a lot more, or do you accomplish more things, or do things you wouldn't have otherwise done?
Yeah.
But basically,
would you do anything like, I'm gonna do this because I said I never would? Like, would you do something?
I don't know.
Like, if you knew, like, oh, okay, I have this much time left, like, what?
I always said I would never bungee jump, and even though you said you knew someone, or your mom knew someone, but maybe I would do that because I say I would never do that. I'll skydive.
Just try it. Why not? Yeah. And I hate heights, so I probably would do something off the chain,
that
super,
says a
super
lot.
Crazy. Well, if I knew, like, this is it, and I and that's also another way I could possibly die, then I'd just be like, fuck it.
I mean,
let's go.
We're all basically dying from a terminal illness, and that illness is called life. And we all know we're going to die, right? So don't we just know we're going to die? We don't, obviously some people know, that they're going to go faster than others, but we also know that we're going to go.
Yeah.
And so we should treat it as if we're going faster than others,
It is a temporary thing.
I mean, death is all around us. It's inescapable.
Right.
So.
It is definitely something we cannot escape. Cannot avoid it. I did want to mention another great show is in regards to euthanasia. It's called Mary Kills People. I really like this show. It's not like anything else I had seen on TV at the time. It is a woman who worked in the ER who kind of shadows as a person who helps the terminally ill pass on. She's obviously doing this. It's illegal.
I gotta
it's
see
in the
that.
U.S. Yeah, it's a really good show.
It's illegal. Oh, she's doing it in the U.S.
Yeah,
wow.
she works at a hospital, and at night she has this side business with her partner where they help the terminally ill pass on.
Wow.
And they make it look like that the person just died in their sleep or died of whatever.
Right.
But they actually helped the person go on their own terms without their family knowing before they get home.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's a very interesting show.
And how sad, even though it's a show, but they have to go to that, it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, they have to go to those lengths because they're like, I don't want to suffer anymore. I don't want to, so let me go.
Right.
I've got all my shit in order for my family, my friends, and
I don't want to feel pain anymore. yeah,
It's very interesting.
Wow.
So that's another thing to watch.
I got to see that. That's a good story. Yeah.
That's good.
Watch it, but I mean, like, I don't even know where we are right now. But well, basically, okay, yeah, why are we scared? Why are we scared? We just want it to be, like, painless. We don't want to be in any way or form in any kind of discomfort. I don't know how bad cancer is, but I've been told and I've seen people with cancer, and it's painful, and I just can't even. I honestly can't imagine. Personally, I can't imagine.
Can't imagine.
It's so why not give that option or have that option to be humanely euthanized or like dogs? Don't we do that to dogs? In a way,
right? You put them
if they're
down.
like dying, you don't have to all the time though.
Yeah.
But these poor dogs. Like, why are we scared? How do we not want to go?
The ways that I definitely don't want to die. Like, I would rather just know. Or, like, could I get, like, a time? Like, this is the day.
I'd like to know.
Then then I can just plan out everything. But, obviously that's not what life is. We can't be like, oh, this is the day you're dying.
Right.
So the only way that would happen is,
That'd be great in a way. Kind of.
Because then you could just literally plan everything.
I don't know. But people say that for their loved ones, anyways. The death was quick. Their death was quick. But how do they really know? How do they know? And we basically find some kind of comfort with that. Knowing that someone didn't suffer that long, or I guess was in a lot of pain. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Why does that make us feel good?
It doesn't. And another thing is I wanted to say is it's like. I don't know.
Because, what's not quick? Murder. And that's how I don't want to go.
No, please no.
Or drowning. I don't think that's quick. That's not how I want to go. Fires.
Yeah, those are, I think we met,
Everything.
These are my fears I
Plane crash?
Before.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Please, I don't want that.
No, those were, the worst ways that I definitely don't want to die.
That's not how I want to go.
I tell God all the time, please... If anything, please don't let me die in these ways. Mm-hmm. Because literally, those are the days, I don't want to die that way.
Yeah. I manifest, not dying in certain ways.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to speak it into existence. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
These are definitely the ways I don't want to. These are the ways that I would be acceptable.
Go. Yeah, would be acceptable. My turn. Thank you. That's hilarious. But basically, you gotta live life to the fullest.
For sure.
Really.
Yeah. And avoid anything that has to do with any of those.
Yeah. No, not really.
Well, we still get on boats. We still go out on the water. Still get on planes.
People do a lot of things, they do a lot of things in order to not die. Yeah. But what are we really doing to live? Mm-hmm. I think we can get more on that.
Yeah, we definitely can. There's definitely a lot of things we do to not die. Yeah. Like working out.
Work out, be healthy, eat healthy.
Take vitamins.
Basics. I don't do that. I don't take vitamins.
I take vitamins.
I don't know. Just live your life. Yeah. You gotta live it now. Because anything could happen. Like the accidents, it's not a lot of crazy shit.
You gotta take care of yourself, though, while you're here. If you can. Or
just live your life, forget everyone. If you hate your job, leave your job. If you want to get a tattoo, get a tattoo. Yeah. Just do it. If you want to wear
toxic, an outfit, get out of the toxic environment.
Really, if they're toxic, that's just get out.
You don't have to be in the toxic environment. You can have certain things that are good in life while you're here. So
I mean, from what those shows we saw, all that taught me was just how to live my best days. How do I live my best days because we're all dying.
After we watched those,
it was great.
I was thinking for a while.
I was like, wow, I'm literally watching someone die, and I'm learning something.
Yeah.
And I really, because I'm gonna die, and I may be facing that or definitely something else.
Right.
And
I was really going through it for a whole week after we watched those videos.
Wow.
I was wow, I need to reassess life again. Even though I've been doing this every day since this shutdown, even more than usual.
Right.
Right. Because it's okay, we think about it.
I know.
It's not an unknown thing. We think.
Like we said, what are we really doing to live?
Yeah.
Really, what are we doing to live?
It's very important.
It's not just about dying. How are we living? Are we living our best lives? And we'll get more on that
after this break. Welcome back, everyone.
Yes, welcome back. Thank you.
There's still time ticking for us, so here we are.
Yes, grab your shovels. We're digging deeper.
Yes.
So basically, we're going to talk about our experiences with death and our overall thoughts about it. What do we believe? Is there an afterlife? You know, have we almost died before? I have.
You?
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. I mean, I guess not really, but definitely there's been some major car accidents. And once when I was a kid, I almost drowned. I remember that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. But otherwise, I'm fine, obviously.
Are you still, like, scared? You're still scared of
No.
this? But you're scared of certain things,
Oh,
though,
I'm scared of driving.
Yeah.
But otherwise, not really, you know. I'm not really scared of death, like I said before. It's just the pain, you know, just the pain. I think there is an afterlife. I think there's a lot of good in the world that I think that goes unnoticed, and a lot of the bad shines through. But there's too much good in the world for there not to be something after life. You know, it's death to us. It's death, and it's so ending. It's so final, but it's not actually the final act. It's a continuation of something else that we don't know. We can't document it. It's not something physical we can document. It's only something, it may be an experience, or not even, it might not even be anything.
Right.
You know?
And of course these are personal opinions and beliefs.
Right. Again, that's my belief.
Because I also agree on that note. I'm Christian, so I don't believe that's the end. That's not all that happens. And I've been getting further into my spiritual journey, and I definitely, we're souls on Earth, and we're here, and there's more after death. At least I believe. So I think that is part of the reason why I'm also not as afraid of death, just because of my spirituality that brings me to that place. You know, it's like, that's not the end. You know, we're here on Earth for, like you said, an experience, a purpose, a mission, if you will. And, you know, we want to fulfill it, and then, you know, I will be back, but not in physical form. So, and I will eventually go to heaven.
Yeah. And I don't really know fully what I believe in terms of, like, heaven or hell. I think, you know, I'm very spiritual. And, you know, for me, hell can be exist on Earth, and heaven is probably, I don't know if it's up in the sky. I know I do look up to the sky sometimes, you know, when I'm praying, or, you know, doing other stuff, if I'm like talking to God. But I don't even know if like not karma, but like reincarnation is a thing. I think it might be.
Oh yeah.
You know, like you keep, you know, coming back into this life, you know, making, you know, hopefully making the right choices until you actually hit nirvana, right?
Right.
So
I mean, there's different, you know, spiritual beliefs in the world, and you know, like a few believe in reincarnation, and you know, so for those cultures and people who believe in that, you know, death could be something else, you know. We're like, well, this isn't the end because you come back and you're doing this, you're doing that. So
I think I kind of believe in that, you know. A part of me does, and then a part of me also feels like you maybe go into this abyss of, I don't know what. I really don't know what it is. That, or it's like an empty void, like it's all just blackness. But we're not even going to realize that, you know, we're there, because it's just going to be, or non-existent. It's not even a thought in our mind, because it's just darkness.
We're not
but
living.
It's
anymore.
You're not gonna feel fear or pain, scared, happiness. You know, just darkness. And even if you do, maybe you will too. And we'll look back on this moment and we'll be like, oh my God, remember when we said in this podcast, we were like, oh, you're not going to feel anything. And meanwhile, we're like in complete darkness. God damn it. In darkness. 1,000 years
actually
later.
experiencing it.
I'll be thinking about you in that moment, just so you know. In that, like, a blackness void moment, I'll be like, damn it, Kelcee, we were wrong.
So wrong. Speaking of what's after, I do remember my mom read this book when I was younger. It's called My Descent into Death. And it's a man who was going in for surgery unexpectedly while he was traveling abroad. He was an atheist. And, you know, at the time he's in the hospital bed, and basically the story, the book, is about how he had a near-death experience, and he died there in the hospital bed and had an out-of-body experience where he was taken to many places, including hell and heaven, and spoke with God and like all things. It's very, very interesting, detailed account. Of course, some people will be like, oh no, you didn't experience that, whatever. I think that's also the thing is people who do have near-death experiences, they say, oh, I saw the light, or, you know, there's different things people say. So how can we really say that these people didn't experience those things? We can't. But I think his story is interesting because he does say, you know, death is not the end. Like, we have all of these other things that happen after this. And so after he did come back to life,
wow.
He learned so many lessons from that experience that he then knew, you know, this is the way I should live the rest of my life. He started believing in God. At this point, he didn't believe before in God and heaven and hell, and he basically, you know, wants everyone to realize that we have something we're doing on this earth, you know, and what lessons can we learn and how can we, you know. So I find that to be very interesting. So I suggest reading it if you're interested. It's called My Descent into Death.
I believe that. I mean, there's definitely something more, you know, beyond, for sure, because there's also kids that they say that they were someone in their before life, and they're right, like they can like figure out murders, or like they were someone famous back in the day and they remember all this stuff, like I was on stage or I was in a fire.
Yes, people have stories like that.
Yeah, these kids.
It's
and,
like how would you like, you don't like,
as they get older they forget.
It's very detailed.
But it's just like, wow, so reincarnation again, you know what I mean? Or something. There's something more that's happening that we are never going to understand
until we're there.
Exactly. Like, and maybe we've been there before, and it's just like we were someone else already.
Well, this is what I was
Actually,
say.
I believe that.
I think I was. Something about that. Please, you got it.
I think I was. I think I was someone in the 80s, and I died in like the 80s as well. Now I'm someone in the. I was born in 89. Like, I mean, whatever. I have a tattoo of it, so whatever. But yeah,
you were living a life before. You're like, so you're saying you remember certain things, or what are you?
I'm
feel,
not sure.
It's just like
at this point, I don't know anymore because I'm just like older now, and
because you're kind of
I'm so like distant from that. Yeah. But I just remember like I don't know if this is a memory when I was young, or like from another life, but it's just something else. And that's like a whole nother episode on memory.
So interesting, right?
Yeah.
My point was going to be when I was younger, I remember my grandma, shout out to Grandmommy, would say when we have deja vu, at least this is her idea, is when we have deja vu, it's us like watching our lives though. Like, we're not actually here, you know what I mean? Like, we're here, but like when we have deja vu, we're like seeing this moment replayed. Because like, what are deja vu moments? Because I'm literally like, I remember this like already happening.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I was here before.
That's weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know. You know, they say it's a simulation. It's all that. I don't know.
I feel like they get us when we're at our most vulnerable too. It's like, what is this?
Yeah.
Deja vu, simulation. I don't know.
Having these feel like you're saying you feel like you were here in the 80s.
Yeah, definitely. That was my
Like,
past life. I
people
mean, I
that
died
have
in the
these
80s. I
connections.
died. I think I died of an overdose in the 80s. But my past
Of an
life, not today,
overdose,
not my
really?
today life,
Okay.
my old life.
Your old life.
I think, and that's why I'm like
An
just
alternate
like
universe.
that's why, yeah, just like I'm just like a different person, and like I believe certain things. And I don't know, just like more. I don't know, but I live this life now, so
Right.
I try to
Live
be as
here.
good of a person as possible,
Yeah.
and like
For sure.
and pretty healthy. I think I try to be healthy as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyways,
I don't think I
But
do as
you-
much as I should.
so you think there's
'Cause
heaven
I'm
and
like,
hell?
live it up.
You going to
It
heaven
is
or you going to
one-
hell? I'm going to
definitely
limbo.
going to heaven.
I'm going to limbo. There's a
I
middle.
definitely don't want to go to hell.
No.
Come on.
No, of course not.
This is definitely.
There's no hell. There's no hell.
There is hell. So everybody be kind, please.
I don't know. Death is such like even life actually, but death is such a singular experience. You know, even though we may be surrounded by people, we are really alone in this. It's always like a singular experience
Right. You know, because you're going out.
in death and definitely life. Really, you know. But yeah, it's
But
crazy.
it's like important to surround yourself with people, at least while you're here, that you like.
Of course, and just be happy.
know?
Do things that you want to do. Don't like we said, don't work at a job that you hate. You know, don't hang out with people that make you feel like shit.
Right.
You know, or like don't live up to someone else's standards. Live
Yeah, live your own
live
life.
on your own terms. Really,
Right.
that's what we're trying to get here.
Respectfully.
You know, really, even though we're
Respect
talking about
others.
death, we're really talking about life. Because you can't
For
talk
sure.
about death without talking about life.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So we talk about like things we want to do before we die.
Yes, and I think also talking just again with your people in your life about it openly makes it a little better.
You have
know?
to. You have to let your family know what's going on, especially what you believe in death. You know, what you want to happen with yourself or, you know, your funeral or anything.
Right. Like, you know, if this is what happens, this is what we're going to do.
Okay, so I want to tell you what I want to do before I die. I only know like a couple things, which I haven't done.
Okay.
Skydive. I've said it before. I'll say it a million times. Skydive. And surprisingly, I have never done donuts in a car.
So, but like, let's just say you live like the average lifespan that we all expect to, at least for a woman. When would you exactly be doing this? You would only
Anytime.
be doing this because you know your time is coming, or you're going to do it before then?
I want to do before then.
Oh, so
For sure.
set it up.
Yeah. You won't go skydiving with me.
I'm not.
I want to go
It's
with
not
like a
happening.
little bit of a group or at least one other person.
Yeah.
And everyone I know, like deep and dear to me, don't want to go.
No. I know people that
Like
have
they
done it,
really
but
don't
no,
want to
thank
go.
you.
And I'm like, really? Like, come on. Just
no
come
thanks.
on.
No thanks.
I won't bungee jump. I get that, but anyways. But like, or donuts, I can probably make that happen as soon as. I don't know. Actually,
Yeah,
as soon
we
as
should
I
all
have
have
no
bucket
idea.
lists. Like, bucket lists are
Oh,
important.
bucket lists are super important.
Like, what do you want to do?
Oh, make an album. What do you want to
Yeah,
do?
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I would like to do a lot of things. I mean, I already like traveling, but you know, just things that are out of the ordinary,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And just normal things. I mean, just learning about different cultures I find to be fun. So anything that I learn about something like that.
Any kind of
terrified
traveling.
heights. Yeah, like I'm terrified of heights, so that wouldn't be a thing.
That's
But,
okay.
You know, just learning from the earth we live on and just experiencing it.
We
you
gotta
know,
travel
to the
more.
fullest. Oh my
Hawaii.
God, I can't
I
wait.
want to go to Hawaii
Can't wait.
and like just
No.
want to go somewhere warm all the time. Black sand beaches.
I want to go to the cold, so
That's
we'll
not gonna happen.
Split it together.
No, we're
You
not.
have to come to the cold places too. You'll
Let's
love it.
not do
You'll
that.
love
Cole.
it.
No, I won't. Where would you go? I'll go to Switzerland. I'll go to
Russia.
Switzerland.
Actually, no. I was
I'm
going
not
to say
trying to.
something about
I'm not
it, but
trying
I'm
to die from an icicle. Okay, so
Well, I don't think we'll die by any icicles. Like,
what else would we want to do? I'm like, okay, I don't know about cold countries right now. Cold countries, no way. No.
You said I would like to do the race car.
I want to make my own beer.
Ah.
Make my own beer.
Oh yeah. I would like to have a vineyard. You know,
Have a garden?
I love
A garden.
wine. Yeah, for sure.
something. Or obviously,
I guess I would like to maybe hike one of like the highest points.
Yeah.
That would be like a really big deal.
make a podcast.
Oh wow, I can check that off. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. We're going to take a quick little break right now. But when we get back, we're going to talk about some deep, meaningful quotes and some songs we might want to listen to. Some musica we would like played or listened to while we're dying or at a funeral. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Thank you so much. We just keep diving and digging deeper and deeper into death. And so, yeah, I mean, I didn't even think we were going to get into this, but yes. Like shamans and ayahuasca and the death drug.
Those who are
Like I was told, just to get real quick on ayahuasca, but because I'm Peruvian and ayahuasca is Peruvian.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I've never done it personally. I know people who have, and I've heard obviously stories about it. And people with illnesses or terminal illnesses, they took ayahuasca and then they became so at peace with their death and dying that it didn't even matter. Mm-hmm. Like they were just like so relaxed by it all and accepting of it. I think it can really help someone who might want to, I don't know, just be okay with or like find some kind of comfort with their own acceptance of existence and then dying.
Yes, I was going to say also just of your existence. I think a lot of people have like a lot of recount, that I've reached this epiphany about life after taking blah, blah, blah. Like I literally watched an entire episode about why now scientists are starting to use that to help those that are, experiencing any kind of anxiety or depression, or anything like that, especially then also, like you said, those who are terminally ill, it does actually help them.
Right.
Well.
Yeah. Well, I do want to end this episode on a light note. And I want to talk about certain quotes that really resonate with us and that we found that we really love, and then songs that we love.
Yes,
definitely.
definitely.
We're not gonna play the songs. We're gonna link them down below. But there's a song that I love by Blockhead that I'm gonna tell you right now what it's called. I took a picture of it, but I don't have it right now. Grape Nuts and Chalk Sauce. I want to listen to that song while I'm dying.
While you're dying.
Just
okay, but I didn't know we had to think of a song while we were dying. I thought these were only.
Well,
I didn't get to look one up. I mean, I'm sure I have a few.
Or songs you want to listen to before you die.
Yes.
Things like that, or at your funeral.
Yes.
Yeah, my sister has a whole funeral playlist. I think we should link that below.
Oh, for sure.
She might hate it. She'll be like, "No,
maybe
don't do that."
we can also put ours, because I like to just create a playlist. Like, ooh.
I think that's a good idea. I think that's something to prepare for, especially like while you're dying or even at your funeral or whichever, both.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea, So shout out to anyone who does that, and respect to my sister who does that. I do want to say that Richie Valens song, the ending song, where at the end he goes, "Richie." That's a beautiful song. That's a beautiful song.
That's nice.
Do you have any songs?
Well, the ones that I would like to play at my funeral, I would like one happy party song at least. Just like pump it up, something I always liked. Maybe from different decades, I don't know. And another one I would like is Oceans by Hillsong. It's a Christian song that I love, and it just makes me feel at peace. And I think it would make everyone that is attending to my funeral feel at peace.
Yeah.
So.
Do you realize By the Flaming Lips is such a beautiful song? I think I let you hear it earlier.
Yes, that is a good
so
one.
Nice. That's a great song.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people I know like that song "Spirit in the Sky." I've had several people and just a lot of people tell me that they love that song and they want it to be played at their funeral. So that's a popular one. If you see that's on many death playlists, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And your funeral, what do you want? What do you want?
A dream funeral. I mean, I would want it to be like an extravagant party. I don't
Open bar.
Yeah, I mean, definitely alcohol, other things that we won't mention, just have fun. Like, yes, I want you, I'm sure you'll grieve. We all grieve. That's another thing we didn't really discuss is grieving. We're just talking about the final act itself. Right. But, of course, we'll be sad. Yeah, I'm gone. But I'm still around because I'll be a spirit with you, an angel. But yes, definitely party for me. Yeah. But I want it to be like so beautiful, almost like a wedding.
I want my friends and family to come together and just really love each other because they loved me. Mm-hmm. And, they have never met before or have, but they now get to like live their lives for the rest of their lives together, and even though I'm not there, they have that connection with me, and they now get to meet, and they get to make more memories, hopefully, and make more connections and dive deeper into their own lives. Right. Through a connection that I was able to do as like maybe another final act that I could do. Through
the life you lived. Which is so interesting,
and maybe they could make something more, they could do something great because of that.
Right. And again, can also talk about that now. Like, this is what I would want you to do, even when I'm gone, And those are those conversations you just need to have.
Yeah, continue on, So that's that's a beautiful thing.
Contact me through a medium.
Yeah,
I'll be here.
Yeah, and even now in life, we're alive now. So contact, to my family and friends. Contact us now.
Hi, friends and family now.
Yeah. Really, just even say hello. Want to call you for a second.
Say hi to strangers.
Take pictures. Yeah,
not creepy ones.
Say hi to strangers, not creepy ones, but just say hi to like older, the elderly.
And
just acknowledge people.
Be sympathetic with them. Yeah, okay, maybe they did seem grumpy, but let's think about it. Okay, don't be mad. Don't be mad. They were grumpy. Okay.
Please lead us, Kelcee, in the quotes.
So, this quote is by Marcus Aurelius. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Another quote by Tecumseh. Live your life that the fear of death can never enter your heart. I thought that was nice.
That goes for like rock climbers and stuff.
Wow. Okay. I'm never climbing any rocks, just so you know.
I know heights.
Dying is like coming to the end of a long novel. You only regret it if the ride was enjoyable and left you wanting more. That's by Jerome P. Crabb.
I have some Chinese proverbs that I just love.
Yeah, please share.
The remedy for dirt is soap and water. The remedy for dying is living. And to die is to stop living, but to stop living is something entirely different than dying. And obviously, sleep is the brother of death, which, I love that. I like that.
That's your favorite to say anytime.
So good.
She says it a lot.
So good.
Do you want to read the next 3 quotes there for us?
Oh, life is pleasant. Death is peaceful. It's the transition that's troublesome. Isaac Asimov. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, more?
Yeah.
Mostly it is loss which teaches us about the worth of things. Arthur Schopenhauer. Mm-hmm. Graves cannot contain my spirit. Death is not the end of time. Though my body turns to ashes, I will rest in peace sublime. Greta Swan. I love that.
I thought that one was nice.
That's nice.
Right? I'm the one that's got to die when it's time for me to die. So let me live my life the way I want to. Jimi Hendrix. Because we believe in living your life the way you want to. If life must not be taken too seriously, then so neither must be death. Must death. Samuel Butler.
Another goodie. That's a good one.
And this one I really like. The more you transform your life from the material to the spiritual domain, the less you become afraid of death. A person who lives a truly spiritual life has no fear of death. Leo Tolstoy.
This is this one's said by one of my favorites. I didn't know you wrote. I didn't know you.
I know you like him.
I'm very excited. Very excited.
I know you like him.
We're all going to die, all of us. What a circus! That alone should make us love each other, but it doesn't. We are terrorized and flattened by trivialities. We are eaten up by nothing. Charles Bukowski. I love Bukowski. Yeah. I love him.
I do.
Oh.
Life's a circus.
All right. A life that touches others goes on forever. Unknown. But how true that is. How true that is.
That's so true, right?
I know.
You know.
And so quickly, I want to play a little game and put Kelcee on the spot. So sorry, Kelcee.
You're putting me on the spot. All right.
I am going to put you on the spot, and I want us to quickly think of our own quotes about death. What's our own personal, or like just make a quote right now. A quote, you know, death quote by Kelcee and Karla.
Death quote.
Well, you create your own, I make my own. I can't even think anymore. Why are you more ready than I am? I have no. Okay, yeah.
I feel like
I don't know.
I would need more time, and I would want to put more thought into this. So please don't judge me.
Don't judge me either. Don't judge me either, please.
This is not.
No problem. Please go first. Really, this is off the top of our heads, and I asked the question last minute, and I didn't want to think of one to make it fair. And now that I'm put on the spot, I was like, wow, I really wish I thought of one. I feel like I would want to
come up with something that's like more like profound, just like all of those quotes we just read. But whatever.
I kind of stole from already. Anyways, whatever. We already talked about what it is.
So I said, life is a temporary roller coaster. Enjoy the ride and see you on the other side.
Death is life and life is death. So die with dignity and no regrets. Thank you.
I love that.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Quoted by Karla Mara, the one and only.
And quoted by you, Kelcee. Brown. So thank you so much.
We'll come up with some more death quotes, things we'd probably want written on our tombstone, in our obituary. We're going to come up with the whole funeral plan.
I know.
I think I would like
we
to
should
do
do
this.
That. Yeah, like a whole, just like kind of get it paid off, and like when this happens, open bar, you know, have my like body dancing.
Like I would want a band there.
Band, yeah.
A lot of things.
A viewing. I don't want a viewing, but you know, if people want that, you can have a viewing, viewing session. An eating session, obviously people got to eat.
Yeah. We'll have all our favorite foods there, of course.
Yeah, all our favorite foods.
Like, you're going to eat what I loved.
Yeah.
Which
and if you don't like it,
led to my death, but who knows?
Yeah, and if you don't like it, then you get to see it. So it's not about you. Okay?
Right.
It's really not about you.
Right. It's about us.
Exactly.
At least at the end of the day, when we're gone, it's still about us.
At the end of the day, it's really all about us.
That's pretty comforting.
Very comforting. So thank you so much, everyone. This is our last episode in season 1.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you guys watching us, like we said before. I'm Karla Mara. You can follow me at Karla Mara Official. And obviously follow Deep Nothings Podcast at Deep Nothings Podcast. Kelcee, where can we find you?
And you can find me at Kelcee and the City, KELC and the City. We're around. We're on TikTok. We're on Snapchat. We're on everything. We're on everything.
Instagram, Facebook. And if you want us to continue, which we are going to continue, we're not even going to listen to you, yes or no. We are going to continue. And you want us to talk about something, want to throw in some topic ideas, please send it our way. We're more than open to listening.
Yes.
What you have in mind, what you want us to talk about. We'd like
to hear your comments about this episode. Anything that that resonated with you or your experiences, please share. We'd like to hear them. You know, we just want to get to know you, get to know our listeners.
Yeah, we want to dig deeper, dive deeper, get into your heart and souls.
Yes.
And your minds. Again, thank you so much. You can find us basically anywhere on all platforms.
We also would love to shout out to our awesome crew, our team.
I know. Thank you, crew. Thank you so much. What a great first season. We cannot wait to see you until next season.
Party.
Stay tuned. We will see you later. Thank you so much.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening.
Please do not forget to email us at deepnothingspodcast@gmail.com with your questions.
Like and subscribe down below. We will see you all next time on Deep Nothings with Kelcee and Karla.
Cheers, everyone.